what are you expecting from Scotland with their selection of players in that team, and obviously it's do or die for them also?
Yeah, and I think we were a little bit surprised with their team last week. I think we thought it would be more the team they've picked last week, but they make their choices. No, I think with Scotland they've got a very strong midfield as well. You know, they've played some wet weather games. They probably haven't had the opportunities they'd have liked to have moved the ball. They certainly will try and move the ball and play with it. We need to be ready for that. So I think I sense a level of frustration with them about how they've had to play, and certainly losing last week has obviously made things tough for them. But it almost doesn't change. You know, they've still got to win this week if they'd won last week, and the same for us. So I think it'll be a big game. I think when you get back to Auckland and even bringing here the amount of media here today, it's a huge game. As you say, if we get it wrong, it could be a boarding pass on Sunday night.
The discipline's going to be paramount again. We talked about Patterson, how well he's been kicking, and silly penalties have been. They're still there. It cannot happen again.
Yeah, there'll be penalties in the game from both sides. So he's got to minimise them. When you say, if you give teams easy shots, it's out of your hands. So it's something we've emphasised all the way through. I thought, looking at the tape, we were better last week. But that's, as I said after the Romania game, that's you get those games in the World Cup, and this is a completely different thing this week in terms of what it's about. Why we decided not to play them? We just think the two guys who played in the centre. I thought Chantain played very well when he played, but we just think Mike and Manu's the way to go forward. Thomas has just got over here as well, so he gives us another option. But we thought James is playing very well for us at 8, so we'll give him the run.
Is all the pressure on Scotland because they have to win?
Well, we've got to win too. Sat here and said we've got to win. They're going to win. That's no mindset to go into any game with, absolutely none. So we've got to win.
Their qualification came by a threat, though. They know they have to beat you and they can beat you well. How dangerous is that desperation?
Potentially dangerous, potentially vulnerable. It's how they handle it and how we handle it and how we play. So, the mind games that go on for everyone and how they approach it and how they handle it themselves individually and as a team, the same for us. We've got to get the right mindset and really, whatever situation you're in, it all comes down to the same thing. I said this before, you've got to go and perform. You've got to turn that into performance. Their frustration, their fury, whatever they've talked about this week, they've got to turn that into performance, and we've got to turn where we are into performance. So it doesn't change anything. Yes, the mindset can be slightly different, but you've got to turn it into the same thing. So we're under no illusions. We're not talking about getting a losing bonus point. We want to win the game. It doesn't change in the warm-up games, doesn't change here. Won't change if we play the week after.
Martin, are you using any other inspiration from outside rugby for your survival in this tournament, like from someone like, say, Bear Grylls?
No.
But is it, was it key to survival? It's not always considered rugby if they played on Scotland that time.
Are you suggesting we've been playing conservative rugby when we scored 10 tries last week?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay. No, I think in terms of winning the game, you've got to find a way to win the game. Now, conditions can play a part in that. Well, I said Scotland have had some outdoor games in tough weather, and we understand what that's all about. So, I thought their game last week with Argentina was a classic game of rugby. I think it was one of the, you didn't want to get up and leave. Now the game was played how it was played, but that's still rugby. I think people go around and say, that wasn't a great game. People didn't pass it. I thought it was a great game of rugby. I thought it was a great game of rugby. The intensity, it went right down to the end. Yeah, it was played in a different way than some of the games, but that's, you don't want every game to be the same. So I thought it was a fantastic game of rugby. The commitment from both sides, what it meant to both teams. But you've got to find a way to win. That's the key. Believe me, if you get to the knockout stages, and we're there now, you've got to find a way to win. That's what World Cup rugby's about. Ask the host nation about that. It's always nicer to find a way to win and go through to the next round and get on the plane and go home. So that's where both teams are this week. If we don't get it wrong, there's a chance. If you get it wrong, there's a chance you could be, sitting at home by Tuesday.
It's the kind of game, Martin, with so much on the line, so much at stake, which really makes you miss playing. Do you wish you would play it?
Yes and no. Yeah, of course. Well, this is where we are, aren't we? We're at the World Cup. We're now into, we had a big first game, and we had the next two which we had to win and perform at. So every game you go into is the biggest game. It felt like from I said in the warm-up games, it felt like they would do or die, the way those were built up. But actually, they all pale into insignificance now compared to these sort of matches. So hopefully, we have a bigger one next week and then a bigger one the week after. But you've got to take care of what's right here, right now, which is performing on Saturday night.
Given the way Scotland have played and the way they play against you in the past, do you tend to go high on the bench and play forwards against them?
No, not really. I think we've got good cover on the bench with Matt Banahan. He gives us he's put a little bit unlucky in this tournament not to have had a little bit more game time, Matt. He's potentially could be a big factor in this game, so I think we've got good cover there. I think we trust our fitness where we are. Everyone's fit and in good nick. The medics and the backroom staff have done a great job in terms of getting the balance right with the guys. So we need to be at our best this week, next week, and if we do that, hopefully we'll get a game the week after that as well.
Scotland is your traditional foe. What extra importance does this add to the game?
They're all our traditional foe. We're England, aren't we?
Scotland more than some, maybe a long run.
More than some. Yeah, but it's the oldest international in the world, isn't it? I think. Is that right? Yeah. There's a lot of history there. You grow up watching the game, but that's all for the sort of build-up really in the exterior. For us, it's about just going to play well. It doesn't matter if it's Scotland or whoever it may be. You just got to go and perform. You've got to handle the pressure, handle the expectation, handle the spotlight, and ultimately go out there and play. And we feel if we do that, then we'll put ourselves in a good place.
In the springtime, the game, you said the favourites were playing as a big time match. Do you take anything from that game into this one?
Yeah, exactly what I just said. If you don't play well, then you'll find you'll be in a difficult area. Parts of that game we didn't get right on the day and didn't finish off. We had numerous opportunities. I think Benny Foden in the corner nearly got in, but we couldn't quite get away from them until Tom scored, and then they came back with that little chip and scored themselves and made it tight at the end. So yeah, just like last Sunday's game was all about taking the opportunities when you're there. You got the chance to score. Argentina got the only try. You didn't think there was going to be a try in that game at that point, and they stuck away and got it. And I thought Scotland played pretty well. I thought they handled the conditions very well, controlled most of the territory. That's what we're talking about, those small margins.
Martin, that move with the first five across and two running on the first.
Everyone knows about it. Yeah, we'll think of something else. But we might do that as well. I still like that one too.
Martin, where do you think 60,000 people at the ground and how will the British or Scottish or English, where do you think usual support will lie?
I'll be interested to see. I don't know. I think when you play and you're England, certainly if you're the Georgia Romania game when you're big favourites to win. I don't know if it's quite the case here. You probably got the neutrals probably go with the underdog, but we'll see. I think it'll be a good atmosphere. I think the Argentina game, when you've got two sets of supporters there, it was a great atmosphere. I think there'll be probably more English fans arriving for this game at this point, so it should be a great occasion. There's been some watching the games. There's been some good scenes when you're watching on the TV. So we're looking forward to it.
Martin, there's a bagpipe ban. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
There's a what?
The ban on bagpipes in Eden Park. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, occasionally, there's lots of things when you play Scotland. There's people with bagpipes and people with kilts.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Martin.